I recently had my car parked out on the street. When I came back from what I was doing, I found this. And unfortunately, this whole rear bumper is now totally destroyed. This is not really something that you can piece back together. But the good news is that this is something you can do yourself. You can order in a new bumper, paint it to match, and install it honestly in your driveway or your garage relatively easily. So let's show you how you do it. First thing you need to do is you need to order your bumper. So I use Partify.com for this, and by the way, I have no affiliation. They don't even know that I'm giving them a shout out over here, but I like their product and their website's pretty easy to use. So the first thing you do is just enter in your vehicle information, and then you can select the type of panel that you need to replace. So in this case, I select Kia Forte and the rear bumper. So once I have the rear bumper selected, the next thing I need to do is select my quality level. I went with the Kappa certified. I didn't go the whole OEM route, but I think they came out pretty nice, honestly. And then the next thing is identifying the paint code that matches your vehicle. And they give you instructions on how to find this. There's usually a trim tag on the inside of your driver's side door, which indicates the paint code. The next thing are the tools that you're going to need for this. Honestly, beyond just a flathead and Phillips head screwdriver, you'll just want to invest in something like a trim and molding tool set along with plastic fasteners, because those break off pretty easily. I got this at my local Harbor Freight, and they're really pretty cheap, like $10 for the tool set and maybe another $7 or so for the fastener kit. They're always running sales, so check your local location. And then also, if you can't find it or you don't have a Harbor Freight near you, just check your local auto parts store. The major selling point on Partify.com for me was that they ship their panels unfolded. And this is really, really key, because even though the freight costs on something like this are pretty darn expensive, let me tell you, 1000% worth it. You don't want to have to deal with the complications of using a folded bumper here, because that can result in cracked paint and warpage in the bumper itself, and it may not fit very well. So definitely spend a few extra bucks. Alright, so the first step is to get the car into the air. So I'm using jacks and a jack stands to do that, and then that'll allow us to get underneath the car to begin removing the bumper. I'm starting off here by using the fork style tool in the trim molding toolkit to remove the push style clips on the bottommost portion of the bumper. I'm starting on the exterior portions first on the left and right side, and then I'm moving into the interior portions as well. While you're doing this, you may encounter some splash guards or skid plates underneath the car, and in my case, I only had one. It was this little guy over here that just took two 10mm nuts to come off. In some cars, there might be some fasteners that are in tight spots wedged between the tire and the bumper itself. So you can take the wheel off, or in this case, I'm using a Phillips head hex bit and a small ratcheting driver for that to get into this tight space. You can also experiment with some stubby screwdrivers to see if those fit. Either approach will work just fine. At this point, you may be able to begin separating the bumper from the car. However, it's important that you look around the entire perimeter of the bumper for hidden fasteners like this one here. It's important to keep in mind that at this stage, you're probably not ready to pull the entire bumper off the car just yet, but by pulling lightly, you can get started. Now we want to get access to the fasteners that are covered up by the taillights, and in my car it's very easy. It's just these 4 screws here, along with an electrical connector that runs into the taillight itself, and that will allow us to remove the taillight and then gain access to the screw and clip that are underneath. Alright, we're almost there. Just a couple of fasteners left now that we have the taillights removed. And once we have those fasteners removed, we begin removing the bumper by pulling on it gently and evenly across the entire surface of the bumper itself. Once the bumper begins separating from the vehicle, just make sure that there aren't any electrical connectors running into it, like the 2 that I have here. Now that the bumper has been removed from the car entirely, it's time to begin transferring the lights that are mounted inside the bumper. This may or may not apply to your car, but in my case it was a very simple procedure. There are just 3 screws that mount the light inside the bumper itself. With the light out, it's time to remove the trim piece that is mounted to the bumper itself. These are held in with tangs. I'm using a flathead screwdriver and gently exerting some pressure on the tang to be able to remove the trim piece from the bumper itself. Be patient with this. Sometimes they can be a little bit of a pain, and it's important to note that this is optional. You can also just replace this piece as well. I would actually recommend doing something like that because I just think it's easier, but I wanted to demonstrate that you can do this on a budget and it's not terribly difficult. And once you remove the light and the trim piece, you can repeat this procedure on the other side of the bumper. And once you remove both of these from each side of the bumper, putting them into the new bumper is the exact same procedure, just in reverse. Start by putting in the trim piece, followed by the light itself. Unfortunately, the wind blew my camera over while I was putting the new bumper back onto the car, but it goes on exactly the same, just in reverse. Plug in the electrical connectors and then push the bumper onto the car and fasten it into place using the push pins and the screws that we used to remove the bumper when we took off the tail lights. Now we need to further fasten the bumper to the rest of the car itself. The bumper is held in place using tangs, and you may have noticed this while taking the bumper off in the first place. So to push it back into place, I'm just using the fleshy part of my palm on the passenger side and then moving over to the driver's side to do the exact same procedure. Take your time doing something like this and just keep a close eye on the gap between the bumper and the quarter panel of the car to make sure that things are lining up properly. The bottommost trim piece is also removed from the old bumper in the same way that the trim piece was used in the lights. It's held in place through tangs. I personally saved this part for last because I found it to be easier to mount this while the bumper was on the car itself, but you can choose to do this earlier. It really doesn't matter. And now we can begin wrapping everything back up, starting with the taillights that we removed from earlier. Wow, my butt's really dirty. This is pretty simple to do. It's just using the 4 screws that were mounted in place before and then connecting the electrical connector back to the taillight itself. Don't forget to put your trim pieces on incorrectly. Just kidding, nice shop. And as you would imagine, it's the exact same procedure on the passenger side. All right, the final step. All that we have left to do is to put the fasteners back into the bottommost portion of the bumper itself, starting with the fasteners that we had taken off from the inner wheel well and then moving into the center. All right, and there you have it, folks. Our new bumper is onto the car, and you know what? I think it looks pretty darn good. The fitment of the bumper itself in Partify was quite good, and I didn't have to go crazy spending money on the OEM replacement, and the paint match is also pretty spot on. The gaps are nice, and overall it was a pretty rewarding experience. I didn't have to go through insurance, I didn't have to pay a deductible, and my premiums aren't going up, so I'm happy. I hope that you got a lot out of this video, and if you want to see more cool how-to videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much, see you soon.